Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Taj Jacobs, and welcome to my brand new channel. All right, here we're going to give you that good self love, and we're going to run over a couple of things about accountability, victimhood, and things like that. The goal here is to help you understand our behaviors and our interactions with each other. So, you know, the things that constantly drain us and take away our energy, we're trying to get rid of these things, or at least be aware, so that we don't constantly destroy our relationships with other people and our relationships with ourselves. All right, so what I'm going to do here is introduce you to something called the Karpman Drama Triangle. Now, with this triangle, is three stages to this triangle that normally intertwine with each other, that all of us experience on a daily basis. 90% of people experience these things on a daily basis. And like I said, the goal here is to be aware so that we can notice what's happening, what we're doing, and how we're interacting with other people. All right, so without further ado, we're going to just jump right into this. So the first one that we want to be aware of, the first persona, is called the hero. All right. Now, if a lot of people, you might understand the hero as somebody wanting to save someone. This is the one who wants to provide the fixes for other people. And, we also provide fixes to ourselves as a hero. We want to save ourselves. But the thing about the hero is we save ourselves with temporary fixes. We numb ourselves with temporary pleasures. Like, we'll have a hard day at work, and then we come home and we want to, get the alcohol, we want to get the drugs. We, instead of us going out and fixing our issues to get the life partner that we want, we'll substitute that life partner with a pet, or some entertainment, or friends, surrounding ourselves with friends and entertainment to literally block out our issues so that we won't really have to face them. It's like that. It's like to give a person a fish instead of teaching them how to fish mentality. We're always coming to the aid of others, always looking to save other people, and it's like we can never save ourselves. So this is the mindset of the hero. We basically keep people dependent on us, and we look to give advice, and we don't really necessarily follow it ourselves. So that is the hero persona. The next persona that I want to talk about is called the persecutor persona, aka the victim persona, or villain. I'm sorry, not victim, villain. I'm jumping ahead. So this villain persona is the one who is always judgmental of others. They're kind of a bit of a bully. They get frustrated with other people because they think that we're always right, right? We feel a sense of superiority to other people. You can see this in people who are racist, people who are bigots, people who kind of think that they're better than other people. They blame other people for the bad things that happen in the world. And if you think, I can think about the character Thanos from Infinity Wars, or from the Avengers series. Thanos basically wanted to wipe out the entire world, or half of the world, because he thought that people were destroying the earth. So, what did he do? He accomplished his goal, right? And this persona is pretty much of a know-it-all, and they kind of have a "it's all your fault" mentality. So that's the persecutor persona. And the final and third persona in this triangle is the victim persona, right? And to be honest with you, all of these personas are victim mentalities, and they all intertwine with each other. You can go from the persecutor to the victim to the villain, right? So what does the victim do? The victim is the woe is me person, right? They think that they're doomed for life. They're constantly living in fear. Something like the persecutor, they blame others for their problems, but the victim more than likely feels hopeless and feels helpless, and they think they can never get ahead, you know. And like I said, we often identify with one of these roles, and we often move from one to the other. You can actually do it in one conversation. If you have three people in a conversation, and let's say you have somebody who steals something from somebody, and let's say you have a friend who's friends with both of the people. So you have the victim who was stolen from, you have the persecutor, right? And then you have the rescuer. So the rescuer is going to be like trying to save the person who, had the stuff stolen. But if the person who had their stuff stolen um, falsely accuses somebody, then the falsely accused can turn into the victim real fast, right? Right. So it's all of these personalities intertwine with each other. So the goal is to be aware so that we can save our relationships and not damage them with our need to be right, or our need to rescue, or our need to be saved, right? This is how they intertwine. It's like so how do you escape this whole triangle? That's the whole thing. How do you escape, right? So in order to escape from being the rescuer, the hero, right? The hero must become more like a teacher or a coach, right? The teacher or the coach, they basically have to teach others instead of saving them and coming to their aid. They have to teach others to identify and solve their own problems, right? They, instead of just coming to them and, like I said, giving them a fish, they have to teach them how to fish. It's and they also have to kind of set boundaries for the people who they're talking to, because the rescuer has a mindset of like a mediator, or somebody who wants to, like I said, come to the aid of another person. And when you're coming to the aid of another person, time kind of disappears. Time is not existent, and that person that you're trying to save can take all of your time and all of your energy just from you trying to give them solutions, right? Or give them quick fixes. So you must set boundaries. If you're in the rescuer position, you must become a teacher, a coach, coach these people on how to identify their issues and how to identify their problems, and really have to teach them how to be a victor instead of a victim. Does that make sense? So the rescuer must become a teacher or a coach. The next one, the villain or the persecutor, they must become a challenger, right? So instead of them pointing the finger and saying, "Oh, you're a lame, you're a racist, you're no good," they must become a challenger and challenge the people who they think that they're better than. Because a lot of times challengers, even though they think they're right all the time, they could absolutely be wrong. And even if you are right as a persecutor or a villain, you can come across as condescending when you're approaching people, and you can make people feel down and withdraw from you, or even want to fight you, and we're trying to avoid these issues, because us as people, we need to come together and work to get along with each other, so that we can not only understand our differences, but to work them out in a healthy way. It's all about mental health right here. So in order to be a challenger, you have to be firm in your approach. Be firm, but at the same time, be understanding, be empathetic. Empathy is the big word here for a persecutor. Put yourself in somebody else's shoes, understand what they may be going through. That way you can relate more to their situation instead of judging it like you're God looking down from a throne, like, haha, you peasants. You understand? And last but not least, the victim mentality. the victim must become a survivor, right? So how do you become a survivor instead of a victim? Well, you have to think like a problem solver, and you have to ask yourself, what do you want from life? What steps will get me where I need to be? Instead of saying, oh, it's my mother's fault that I'm like this, or it's my father's fault for not being around, like I did for so many years. I played the victim for a long time because I thought that not having a father put me at a disadvantage. In reality, not having a father, I hate to say this, but it put me at a super advantage, because once I realized that I had to be a problem solver, it allowed me to hop on my horse and giddy up. You know what I'm saying? I knew I had to go. And, a lot of people stay in their comfort zones, and these are about breaking out of your comfort zone. And once I broke out of that comfort zone, it put me in a whole different bracket, if you know what I'm saying. So, like, practicing gratitude is huge for a victim, because victims, they're not really grateful for anything. They're mostly doom and gloom type of people, doom and gloom type of mindset. It's all about just pointing fingers, blaming and feeling helpless. So if you can reflect on the good things that are going on in your life, if at the end of the week you can write down the good things that you've done in order to either progress in life, or things that have made you happy, or things that you've done for other people. When you're in that victim mentality, you tend to overlook the good things in your life. So that is, those are a couple of ways to become a survivor. You have to take accountability and realize, hey, I got to solve my own problems. And in order to do that, I must take the necessary steps, step by steps. You've heard this 1,000 times. What's the best way to eat an elephant? Right? One bite, one mouthful at a time. So yeah, fam, listen. With this channel, we're going to be going into a lot of situations concerning this triangle. We're also going to be talking about responsibility. We're going to be talking about accountability. I'm so excited to bring this information to you. I'm excited to not only help myself to escape this triangle, but to also help you escape this triangle, or at least be aware, so that we can save relationships and we can live happier and healthier lives. You feel me? So listen, fam, that's about it for this one. Hey, just remember that being prepared eliminates fear, and being aware makes everything clear. It's that man, Taj Jacobs, and I am out of here. Peace. Hey, if you like this content, what I want you to do is go ahead and click the subscribe button below. Make sure you hit the like button so that we can activate this channel and grow it to the fullest capacity. Also, share it with your friends and family if you think that I provided a lot of value here for you. All right, I appreciate you for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Peace.